What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Aphiwe.Zunguu on Instagram. If you're a returning subscriber, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you're notified next time I drop a video. And let's get this video to 100 likes basically.
Oh yes!
But in today's video, I'll be basically analyzing the market. I will be analyzing USDCHF and Usdcad. Those are the two pairs that I'm going to be analyzing for this week, and let's get ready to start analyzing, right? So basically this is Usdcad, right? Usdcad on a daily time frame, we can see that Usdcad has been moving towards the downside from the past high that it created, right? Usdcad has been moving towards the downside in the daily time frame, right? So we're trying to see how to actually capitalize with that downwards movement, right? So analyzing, we can see that USDCHF created a high over there and then it created a low, right? So the market is currently coming from a high going to our low. So we can basically see that we are kind of anticipating sells towards the downside based off of what I'm currently seeing, right? So we can see that the market turned over there. So I'm basically analyzing my turning point area, my key turning point area. It's supposed to be areas that have 3 or more touches, right? So we're looking for areas that have 3 or more touches, and those are basically our highs and our lows, right? So you can see that we had the low right there, and the market came back, bounced off of it. We had a high over there, the market came back, bounced off of it, right? So every time when the market creates a low, it comes back to retest and it continues going in that anticipated direction, right? So this is what we're currently anticipating the market to drop towards the downside, as we can actually see that we are coming in some sort of a bearish trend towards the downside, right? So you can see that the market is moving towards the downside. So meaning that the market impulse to the upside, impulse to the downside and corrects to the upside, right? So the impulse move of this pair that I'm currently looking at is actually sells, right? The impulse move is sells. As you can see that the market sells for a long time and then it buys for a short time, and then it sells for a long time, buys for a short time, sell for a long time, buy for a short time, so on and so forth, right? So we're currently anticipating the market to actually drop below this level and continue going towards the downside to basically bounce off of our trend line right there. Let me mark it out. Anticipating the market to come touch that trend line right there, right? So USDCAD on the daily time frame, we can see that we're currently anticipating sells, and it's easy and simple as that. Jumping down to the 4-hour time frame, we can pretty much see that the market is actually confirming our sells, right? As the market is creating lower highs and lower lows, we can see that the market is going towards the downside, right? So I'll mark out my lower highs and my lower lows. This is my lower high, this is my lower low, right? Lower high, right? So I'm not gonna mark out everything, I'm just giving you a design brief of what a lower high and lower low is, right? So let me delete this. Alright traders, so we can currently see that the market has been moving towards the downside in quite a long period of time. So with the market actually creating a low and then going below it and actually breaking it means that the market is actually going towards the downside with the impulse move, right? So we can currently see that the market is actually correcting or validating our direction for taking sales. If I can actually mark my trend properly, we can see that we have some sort of a bearish trend towards the downside. Should I say we had a bearish trend, right? Because the market actually broke out of that trend. So you can see that the market broke out, came back, retested, and failed, and then continued going to the downside. So I see this level as a level of sensitivity. As the market, every time when the market touches this area, it basically bounces off and goes towards that anticipated direction, right? So dropping down to a 1 hour time frame, we can basically see that the market has also it also has a trend in the 1 hour time frame. If I can mark it out, we can see that the market actually has a trend in a 1 hour time frame, right? With all that being said, we can actually see that as we want to trade for next week, we can see that if we want to take our sales, we should take them upon breakouts, right? What I mean by take them upon breakouts, when a market creates a high, let me draw it out for you. Excuse me. But what I mean by a break, when a market creates a high, right? When a market creates a high and then it has a low, right? This is a low and that's a high because this is lower than this high, right? So every time when the market creates a low and then creates a high, you should wait for the market to break that low. When the market breaks this low, and then it's a confirmation for us to take our areas because the market is turning that level from support to basically resistance, right? So as you can see, the market did exactly the same thing. The market broke out, the market broke this low, and then it came back to retest, forming a lower high instead of a higher high, which also tells us that we are in a sell trend, right? So as you can see, this is just a minor retest. The market is actually fading to go towards the upside, right? But don't get me wrong, if the market actually fails, let me move this. If the market actually fails to go towards the downside, we can anticipate something like this. Bring this back where it was. You can currently anticipate something like this. The market breaking out of our trend, hitting that high, coming back to retest, forming a high low, and then from there going towards the upside, right? If the market fails to confirm our entry, but the market can also do this. Let me draw it out for you. Right, so this is just option number one. The market can also do this. Hit this high, and then from there drop towards the downside. A lot of people could have been faked out or would be faked out if the market actually does this. But yeah, and then our third anticipation is the market straight from this area just dropping down. Those are my current option or my current choices to pick from, right? So I don't trade what I feel, I trade what I see, right? As I can see, I told you that every time when the market breaks a low and then it comes back to retest, that's a confirmation of taking a sell. If the market breaks a high and then comes back to retest, let me do this. If the market actually breaks a high, if the market actually breaks a high and then comes back to retest on that high, taking your entries for buys, then you take that buy and then you ride it up, right? So yeah, as we're still trapped under this bearish trend, we are currently anticipating sales for NZD-CHF. So when are we gonna exit ourselves, you may ask? I'll exit my sales once we have touched that once we have touched this area. Yo, it seems dirty, but yeah, once we have touched this area, which is 0.85693, 0.85693. So this is where I'm seeing USDCHF is going for the current times, right? So let's change from USDCHF to USDCAD. So moving to USDCAD in the daily time frame, we can generally see that USDCAD is stuck in some sort of a consolidation trend. What I mean by consolidation, the market being stuck in this area, right? The market is being trapped in this area. There's no overall direction. The market is just trapped in a daily time frame consolidation, right? So, but that doesn't mean we can't trade just because the market's in the consolidation trend, right? With our with our low right there and our high right there, we can currently see that the market is dropping towards the downside because the market hit our overall high, and then from there it failed to break that high. So we're currently anticipating sales towards the downside, right? As you know, I mark out my highs and my lows next after I've anticipated the direction, right? Low, high, low, high. So you probably might be asking yourself, why am I marking these areas? I'm marking the turning points that the market might actually turn, right? Because the market might turn over here, the market might turn in this black line, the market might turn over there, right? So it's just areas of caution where I should be more vigilant with my trades and be like, okay, the market might turn over here. So let me at least put stop loss into profit, protect my entries and stuff like that, right? So yeah, and then from there, in the daily time frame, we can actually see that the market has been moving towards the upside. So the market came from support, and then it hit that all-time high, and then from there, it changed direction. Now we're currently going towards the downside. Why you are saying we are going towards the downside? The reason being, we have some sort of a bullish trend right there that failed to be respected. What I mean by that failed to be respected, I mean that the market failed to keep buying and selling in this bullish trend until it actually decided to create a double top, and then from there created a lower high, and then from that lower high that created a lot of lower highs that came along, right? So that's why you're saying we're taking sales. That's the reason why I'm saying we are taking sales, right? So dropping down to the 4-hour time frame, we can see that the market had a clean breakout, retest, and then from there it went towards the downside with the bearish engulfing candlesticks, right? We can see that the market is respecting our support and resistance areas very, very cautiously, right? So we can see that the market created a low right there, came back, created a lower high, and then from the lower high went to the downside. Same thing applies, low, lower high, and then from there it went towards the downside, right? So guys, I hope you actually see that this is just pure technical analysis. This is pure price action. I'm not using any robots or software to analyze for me. I'm basically analyzing what I can see and not what I feel, right? So my trades may be wrong from time to time, but the main important thing behind a wrong trade or a risky trade is the learning period behind it, right? So you should focus on the vision, focus on the dream, and never let it slide. But anyway, we can see that in the 4-hour time frame, we actually have a bearish trend towards the downside, right? So the bearish trend is currently at support. So this is why we should be more vigilant, because we're actually at an area of support, right? If we are at the area of resistance, we could take possible sells going towards the downside, right? So dropping down to a 1-hour time frame, we can see that the market is actually failing to break this trend line. What I mean by the market is actually failing, let me draw it out for you so you can see clearly. Okay, it's up almost touches. The reason why the market is failing is that we're at an area of support, right? We're at an area of support of our trend line. And number two, we created some sort of a double bottom formation. Let me go to a smaller time frame so you can see it. Yeah, on the 15 minutes it's clear. Let me go to 5 minutes. Yeah, on the 5 minutes you can see it more clear. The market created a double bottom formation, right? So with the market creating a double bottom formation, it actually means that the market is actually failing to go towards the downside, right? So the market is still having a few confirmations here and there, but I'll actually suggest the right area to take your entries is upon breakout of a trend, which will actually confirm that we are buying towards the upside, right? So once the market actually breaks out of our trend, comes back to retest, then we take our entries, and then from there we hold them up to the top, right? So that's what I currently have for Usdcad. It's either that confirmation, or the market will basically go straight towards the downside, right? The market will just drop from there, right? If the market is actually dropping, where am I going to hold my sells? I'm going to hold my sells up until this area right here, right? Which is 134,478.134478. So that's where I'm looking for into holding my trades. But yeah, so that is Usdcad, ladies and gentlemen. That's Usdcad. So this is what I'm currently anticipating. And for USDCHF, let's look at it. USDCHF, we're currently waiting for a confirmation to go towards the downside. I mean, it has confirmed that we are going towards the downside. As you can see in the 5 minutes, we have some sort of a triple top formation, right? The market created a high and then failed to create a higher high. It created equal highs, which is a double top, and then it created a lower high on that area, which is a triple top. So those are confirmations of taking sells. So for USDCHF, I'm very confident in the sells as we broke out of our all-time trend in the 4-hour time frame. which is another confirmation to take sales towards the downside. But yeah, you've reached the end of the video. This is the end of the video. Please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Turn your post notifications on so that you're notified next time I drop another video. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Okay, bye.